Hi guys, back here with another video. This is a review that I'm very excited about. This is the NWA Premier Domed Glode replica belt. This was made by Premier in 2007 or 2008. I think definitely 2008. For that time, it was definitely one of the most detailed belts. It was solid 4mm, so kind of like the Ultra Deluxe belts WWE used to put out, the 4mm Ultra Deluxe. So this used to be referred to as a Mega Deluxe. So it's 4mm all the way through, no hollowed plates or anything. This was a lovely belt. I always wanted it, but at that time I wasn't really collecting. I started collecting in 2011, but I never got a chance to get one of these. Either it was too expensive because it was rare. Whenever it used to be on sale, it used to be quite expensive, or the condition wasn't that good. I managed to get my hand on one last year. This has been restoned by Stones by Bones, Nathan Bones, on the two stones on the side of the globes, and it's been releathered by D-Rip Belts, Daniel Ripley. This is one of my favourite belts. I started seeing this belt in TNA when I started watching TNA in 2006, when Jeff Jarrett had it, and then Christian Cage, and then Jeff Jarrett won it back, and then Sting had it, Abyss, Christian, Kurt Angle. And then I started looking into the history of this belt. I found out that NWA had a history for more than 100 years. And then I started watching all the classic matches, Ric Flair versus Terry Funk, Ric Flair versus Dusty, Ric Flair versus Kerry Von Erich, Wahoo McDaniels, and I started falling in love with this belt. So this belt is definitely something I wanted for a very long time, and I'm glad I got it. So let's get into the review. Very nice leather from Daniel, as always, really high quality. One thing you're going to realise straight off the bat, this does not have the stitch finish. Sorry, not the stitch, the double lacing. I chose that myself. I do tend to handle my belts, and sometimes when you bend them like this or put them over your shoulder, the stitching can become loose, and I didn't want that to happen, so I went with this option. It's really nice. I think it looks unique. It gives the belt a unique touch, and I think it looks pretty good. It's like a mimicked stitching, if that makes sense. So the tool is mimicking the look of stitching. Lacing. I keep saying stitching. It mimics the look of lacing, but it's not. But it does look really nice. It looks really good, as you can see. So it's got like a lace pattern, and then it's got like a circular flower or some sort of floral between the X lace patterns, if you can call them that. It does look really good. I've already had a fully laced version when I had my Bud Pack belts version. That was really nice as well. Really nice wide strap. This belt just suits the wide strap so well. It really does. If you notice, the snaps are reversed. Normally these would be on this side and these would be on this side, but they are reversed, which is a nice look. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2x5. It's got the brace, the grommets. This is an old belt, 2008, so The plates do have a bit of wear to them. They're in good condition. I think it gives it a nice ring used look, which is something that I like on this belt. It gives it that worn type of look. Obviously the platings weren't really the best at the time. As you can see, there is some like brushed lining type of look coming across. Full 4mm, solid. Really nice paint. This paint is over 15 years old. And obviously it's got a slight bit of wear and tear, but it does look really good. Japan plate. This is the smaller version of the NWA belt. Figs Ink made one without the grommets and without the gems on it. And then that was only 2mm. And then they made a really nice one a couple of years ago, which looked like this version, but it was a bit bigger and it was very, very detailed. Unfortunately, I couldn't really get my hands on that version because that was quite pricey as well. But I do prefer this smaller version rather than that version. My bud pack version was really nice as well, but that was much bigger than this one. This is about 7 inches by I think 12, and then the side plates are only 3 by 3 inches, so it is the smaller version which I like. You've got the Mexico plate. Obviously the newer versions, you can see this part much better, the emblem. Really nice paintwork. It might not be ring accurate in terms of vibrancy or shades, but it is really nice. I was going to get this professionally painted by Nathan Bones. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the paint off because it would be difficult. The plates didn't really have a clear coat, so if you took a heat gun to them, it would probably melt the paint off the plates. So we couldn't really do the repaint. But again, I think it gives it a nice ring used type of look. Stamping, not too bad, probably about 1mm or 0.5mm if that's possible. Not too bad. Obviously the newer versions are more detailed in terms of stamping or etching. It's got the 2 grommets there, so 4 grommets, and then another 3, that's 7, 10, 12, 14, so 14 grommets, 3, 3, and then 2 between the plates and the snaps. So on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 by 6, and it's got Daniel's stamp. So that's all there is to the leather. There's not really much detail on the leather to show. It's got quite a wide cut, which is nice. You can see the main plate is very detailed. It's got the nice rope border. The rope border started on this belt and then it continued onto the big golds and everything. This is one of the oldest world titles compared to the Winged Eagle, compared to the big gold crumb This is older than those belts. I do feel that the center plate has more detail in terms of stamping on it versus the side plates. It's got a nice Australia flag. The new version I really like. It's got the United Kingdom flag, the one that Nick Aldis held, with the black banners. I do prefer the white banners, as I watched that version when I started watching NWA. So I do think the white banners look better, but the black ones do catch the light really nicely as well. This blue is much darker than other versions. You can see the stars. It's not too bad in detail. I think the more vibrant blue would have been better. This is a very dark type of blue. So a nice vibrant shade would have looked much better. It's got the Union Jack. It's got the old Canadian flag with the emblem there. And then it's got the Union Jack as well. This is quite a nice vibrant shade. You can see it kind of looks like it's changing colours. It's a nice glossy shade. So let's get into the main plate. World's Heavyweight Champion, and then it said wrestling. I never knew why they did that. It doesn't make sense. World Heavyweight Champion and then wrestling, because normally you would read World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, but now you read World Heavyweight Champion Wrestling. If you do read it like that, that's the way that I see it. Unless you read World's Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. It's an odd choice of wordings or odd placement. But, you know, what can you do? That's just me just pointing that out. It's got the nice stone holders. These are cubic zirconias done by Nathan Bones. Best in the business in the UK. Really nice stones. Then it's got the USA flag. Not too bad in terms of detail. Again, this is an older belt. You can barely make out the stars on this. Obviously you know that they're stars, so when you look at them you automatically know that they're stars. You can see them a little bit, but not too much. Obviously the newer versions will have better stamping. Again, you can see some of that finish to the plates I was talking about. It looks like a brushed finish. Then it says wrestling. It's got a nice wine pattern going underneath, and then the rope border going all the way around. It's a really nice rope border. It's like a 3D type of look. There was a version with a nameplate. I'm not sure how many people held that version, but there definitely was one with a nameplate. Nice paint in there. Whoever had this before, this is second hand, because you can't get a new one of these. The previous owner looked after it quite well. And this is why they call it the Domed Globe. Very solid. I had a look at the back of this when I first got it before the re-leather, and the globe I think is a separate piece, or it looks like it's been pushed out from the back because it is hollow, but it's quite solid at the same time. NWA, and then it says National Wrestling Alliance, and this is why they call it the Domed Globe, because it's domed. It sticks out about probably half an inch. Looks really good, and it is silver with the black paint and the red NWA. so there's a bit of dual plating going on. I think it might be a separate piece. It might be a separate piece. Again, you can see some of the detail. Not bad for a replica that's over 15 years old. So let's look at the back. Not really much to the back, to be honest. Standard leather backing, all the screws covered. Really nice and flexible. I got this about 2 weeks ago back from Daniel Ripley. Unfortunately, I had COVID, so I couldn't really do anything or look at the screen too much because I kept getting a headache. But I'm feeling better, so I thought I'd make this video, and it's definitely a video that I've been wanting to make for quite a long time. Really nice and flexible. So I'll put the belt on the waist, put it on the shoulder, and then give you guys my final thoughts. This is how the belt looks around the waist. As you can see, the white paint really does stand out. Right here you can see how vibrant it looks against the gold and then the black. And this is some of the biggest banners I've seen on a belt. In terms of the big gold, the letters are really small that read World Heavyweight Champion. But this, it clearly reads World Heavyweight Champion, and the banner's probably an inch tall. So you can read it really nice and clearly. I think that's a really nice touch. It's not a big belt. It fits quite well. Obviously real leather. Now I'll shove it on the shoulder. This is how it looks on the shoulder. It's not a big belt. I'd say maybe it's the same size as the classic Oval IC. Or maybe it's even smaller than that, I'm not sure. But it is really nice, it just looks good. Especially when Ric Flair used to carry it, he used to hold it like this. And it's really easy to do that. So he used to walk around with it like this. And I really like that he used to wear the suits and everything with the sunglasses. He really made this belt look like $1 million. There's not much of a curve. A very small curve. You can't even get your fingers underneath there. It's just like non-existent, kind of like the Crumb Rhine, although that was a much bigger belt. This belt's not really too big, so I'm guessing it doesn't really need much of a curve. The plates are flat as well, no curve on those. Again, you can see some of the stamping depth and detail. It's not too bad. So my final thoughts. Do I recommend this belt? Definitely yes. So if you're a classic NWA fan, then this is a very nice option. Obviously Figures Inc. have a very detailed and high quality replica, which is a bit bigger than this one. Personally, I prefer this smaller size because this is the one that Ric Flair held and Kerry Von Erich and everybody else. So I prefer the smaller size. But if you do want the slightly bigger size, then the Figures Inc. version is really good. The Fandu new version with the black banners. That's really good. I think Fandu also do the classic version. So there's a lot of options to buy the NWA belts. Personally, would I upgrade this belt? Definitely no. I just love this much. I just love this so much. I don't think I'd upgrade it, even if I had the option to do so. This is definitely staying in my collection, and you can see how well it looks. It just a lot of people don't like this belt. They think it's like an old man belt because it was held by all of the older wrestlers from the 80s and 90s and stuff. But it's definitely a very nice design. I really like it. If you can pick one of these up, then I recommend this belt very highly. I forgot to show you guys one thing. You're probably wondering what this is. These are grapplers, and one wrestler is doing a pinfall on the other one. Again, it's not very detailed. You probably can't even tell what it is. But if you concentrate, then you can definitely tell. Obviously in the newer belts it's more detailed. But again, it gives it that nice ring used type of look, I guess. So guys, that's it for this review. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. Leave a like, leave a comment. Please share this video. Turn on the notification bell so you are notified whenever I upload a new video. Please subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.